There are three types of musicians who travel with guitars. The professional musician, the annoying guy at the campsite who is trying to impress girls by playing Wonderwall, and the guy sipping a mojito on the beach. And I'll admit, I've been all three. Hi, I'm Mike Payton, and this is Mike Payton Music. But the travel guitar, well, that's probably not for the professional musician. Anytime I've needed to travel for work, I have brought my ordinary, everyday guitar. You probably don't want to compromise your sound or play something you're not used to in a gig, especially if someone else is footing the bill. So what are your options when traveling with a guitar? Well, you could pay for another seat, and sometimes that works out okay, sometimes it could be expensive. It's the option I recommend and is much better than checking in your instrument. I once checked in a guitar with a flight case and it came out the other end and the flight case was cracked. Better to crack the flight case than the guitar, I guess, but still, that was an expensive case. My tip is actually to buy a soft hard case, if that makes sense. So I bought an armadillo case that had all the padding of a hard case, but it looked like a soft case. And 99% of the time on airlines, they just let me on with it. Now these were long haul flights. The only flight that didn't let me on it at the last hour of a 16-hour three flight journey was Ryanair. And enough said about that. But today I'm going to talk about two guitars. One, the Harley Benton GS Travel Mahogany. It's got travel in its name. It is an absolute beauty. And it sounds very, very nice. And I've never travelled with it. It may have travel in its name, but you're still going to have to check this in if you go on a flight or buy a seat. This is actually my living room guitar. I usually don't like to be more than 5 foot away from a guitar at any one time, and this I keep by the fireplace. It's been gathering dust. We don't have an open fire, but it's been gathering dust, and I pick it up every now and again when I want to write a hit record.
That's a #1 record.
It's a steel string. It's a nice size. It's 54 centimeters, and it sounds good, and it's great. But as I said, you'd have to check it in, or you'd have to buy a seat for it. So what do you do if that's not an option? Well, let me introduce to you a guitar that's not a guitar. This little firecracker is the Yamaha Guitalele Gl1, and it's as if a guitar and a ukulele had a baby. It's got the body and shape of a ukulele, and it's got the headstock of a nylon string guitar, and it also sounds pretty cool.
That's a #1 record.
It's got a very ukulele sound to it, which you'd expect, but it's got 6 strings and it plays like a guitar. It's also only 71 centimeters, and I have a ruler somewhere just for comparison. This would be 30 centimeters. Okay, you see the body is pretty much 30 centimeters, and the neck is just over 30 centimeters. It's about 10 centimeters over. So it's really, really compact. Now normally when I go on holidays, I share a 20 kilo case with my girlfriend, and she gives me about 10% of that. 90% of that is filled with dresses and shoes, and then some t-shirts and socks for me. Well, this time the luggage has been paid for. We both have a 20 kilo bag, so what better way to use my weight allowance than to pack a guitar and put it in the case. It means I won't have to check it in, and I won't have to buy a seat for it. And it means I can be sipping mojitos by the pool, strumming away and annoying anyone around me, which is great. So what are the downsides of bringing this guitar? Well, I wouldn't bring this to gig. I also wouldn't bring the Harley Benton travel guitar to gig either. I would just be bringing my normal guitar. If you're getting paid, bring your normal guitar. Downside of this might be that it's got smaller frets, so it's a bit more tricky to play. and also that it's tuned to A. Now the Yamaha website says you can tune it to E. I don't think that's true. I tried it myself and some of the intonation was off. I've also seen videos online where people have tried different strings that need a higher tension to try and get it tuned to E. I don't think it's possible. To me, it doesn't really matter. If you're going to be singing along to this, maybe it's an issue if you want to sing in the correct key or the key you normally do. But why not just transpose it or learn to sing it in a different key? Another downside, but this applies to the other travel guitar too, is it cannot fit in a backpack. It's too long. The headstock kind of sticks out. Arguably, if you wanted to be sneaky, you could put the black case on it and have it sticking out and hope nobody says anything. Again, with certain airlines, you can be pretty much guaranteed they're going to try and charge you. But again, if you have a big suitcase, the carry-on suitcases won't fit this. Just so you know, I've tried. But a big old suitcase, I don't have one to hand, definitely will. Basically, any suitcase that's longer than 71 centimeters should do the trick. So the price new is about £79. Link in the description. That price was true at the time of making this video. I actually bought this second hand, so you might get lucky and be able to pick up one for cheaper than that. I paid £50 for this, which, considering to check in a guitar would cost you £50 there, £50 back, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. The Harley Benton at the moment is retailing for £105, which to me it almost seems counterintuitive that I would pay more on checking in the guitar than the guitar is worth. Again, that's why if I was gigging, I would just bring my normal guitar. It's not terribly loud, but that's probably a good thing. Save you annoying your neighbours while on holiday, or your girlfriend. It's just loud enough, I think. So, depending on your needs as a musician, ask yourself, what are you going to be using the guitar for? For me, I'm literally just going to be strumming away, maybe make up a few songs, and nothing too serious. I'm not going to be performing in front of anybody. If I was performing at the campfire, say, in front of a group of people, I might need something a bit bigger or a bit louder than that. But then again, maybe not, because at the end of the day, that might just be enough to get everybody started singing Wonderwall. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't, why are you still here? If you have, click like, one of those directions, and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Hello, I'm Alan Rickman. Hi, I'm Mike Payton Music. Bleh. Hi. Oh, I've got a heat now. Hi, I'm Mike Payton, and this is Mike Payton Music. Can't even play my own theme tune.